What's going on, guys? I wanted to do this live stream because I just seen the video on liquid loans, and they were saying that their sacrifice is live. So what I kind of wanted to do was just hop on here and go over a few things with everybody in case you were curious about some things. So we'll go over it. If you have any questions, just drop them down in the chat below as we read along here. Let me see. Let me get everything situated, and then we'll jump on into it. But I hope everybody's having a good day, a good start to their weekend. It's my son's birthday today, so we got a lot planned today. It's going to be pretty hectic, but it's getting exciting. He's turning 2, so the terrible 2s are rolling on in. But I'm just going to give it a little bit more time for people to come in here before we jump into everything. And I'm curious to see how this sacrifice turns out. I think liquid loans is going to be a huge project in the future on Pulse Chain. Every time I hear Jesse talk, and he's talking about them compared to the other projects and stuff. It's just amazing. He's got some amazing points, and the way that they're running things with their liquidations and how you collateralize things. It's just very unique. And then the staking aspect of everything, and how the stable coin is always going to be pegged to $1 worth of Pulse. It's just pretty interesting. And so I guess we'll jump on into it. If not, people can watch the replay on this. But let's jump on into it here. And it says the sacrifice. The sacrifice is now open. If you choose to sacrifice, you must have no expectation of profit derived from the work of others. And of course, we all know that. Everything in the Richard Heart ecosystem. This new sacrifice thing to promote tokens is a really revolutionary new thing that I've been seeing a lot of new projects jumping in on it, and it's genius. It's a great idea. But if we look here, this is basically the political statement that the cause you're sacrificing. It says you may wish to sacrifice to make this political statement. In an act of free speech, like-minded community members may show their disapproval and rejection of corporate-owned, censorable, centralized stablecoins by sacrificing them, in the hope that a different community-owned, trustless algorithm stablecoin protocol will emerge on the Pulse Chain network. That's a kind of unique political statement, and it's another thing that's so neat to see that all these different projects that are starting to do sacrifices. Some of the statements that they make, that the cause of the sacrifice is kind of unique, and you really get to see, a project's kind of inside how they feel, and kind of what they're going to be working towards, and what side they're on the different sacrifice political statements that they have. But let's continue on here. Sacrifice points will be awarded on the following basis. Sacrifice should be made on the Ethereum mainnet or Binance Smart Chain, BSC. Only USDC, USDT, TUSD, DAI, and BUSD will count towards sacrifice points. Your sacrifice must come from your wallet, which is MetaMask, Trust Wallet, hardware wallets. Do not send from an exchange, therefore your sacrifice will not count. If you send from an exchange, they said in their video that they're not Richard Heart. They're not going to be they're not going to be digging into things trying to help people that make mistakes and sacrifice them to either the wrong address, the wrong amount, or from an exchange. So just keep that in mind. Double check, triple check, quadruple check, and just be mindful of what you're doing. Crypto, in crypto, you are your own bank. So, we got to take responsibility in making sure we're doing things the right way. Go on down here. Each stablecoin sacrifice will be awarded up to 10,000 sacrifice points based on when you sacrifice. So it's basically the same outline as the Pulse Chain and Pulse X sacrifice, with kind of the same linear 5% each day after the first 10 days. And, their important announcement here, this is not an investment of any kind. The sacrifice points have zero monetary value. This is just some legal stuff they talk about here. And let's get on to the multipliers. So they do have some interesting different multipliers where you can lock up your sacrifice for a certain amount of months and be rewarded that way. So let's go over these. Earlier pays better. And this is basically just saying in the first 10 days, you get the best rate. For every dollar sacrificed, you get 10,000 points. So, earlier pays better. And this is their chart. You can see the first 10 days is flat. You get the 10,000 per dollar. And then it goes up 5% each day for 30 days. The sacrifice is only going to last 30 days. So, if you're on the fence about it, I would, you want to do it within the first 10 days because you don't want to start getting that worse rate. If we go on down here, bigger pays better, which is basically the same thing as Pulse Chain and Pulse X. The bigger whale you are, the better multiplier you're going to receive. So basically that's all the same. But this right here is the unique little bonus that they've added on, which I think is an awesome idea for smaller investors who don't really have, whale-sized bags. So it goes over sacrificers willing to delay gratification can earn up to a 2.5x on their points. You will earn 6% more points every month that you delay your gratification. On month 24, you can earn 12%, the maximum 2.5x bonus. So when you sacrifice, we're going to go over it here in a second, but when you sacrifice, when you put in a decimal point, so if you say you're sending $1,000, if you put 1,000.02, and when you send that, that means that your coins will be locked up for 2 months after launch, and you will earn 6% more points for every month that you extend. So if you want to lock up the whole 24 months and get the 2.5x bonus, if you send $1,000 stable coins, you're going to put 1,000 decimal 24. And the smart, I can't talk today, guys. And the smart contract will pick up on the decimal points that you put in, and therefore it'll lock your sacrifice. So on day one, when they launch, if you do decide to lock them up, you're going to be getting huge bonuses. And, in my opinion, longer is better, because when you have a big bag of something and you see it appreciate, you're going to want to sell it. Everybody has emotions. Everybody, we're all human here. So, if you want to set yourself up good for a future, then I would prefer, I would suggest locking it up. And also they mentioned, basically, how you can make a ladder stake in Hex. You can make ladder sacrifices. So you can make multiple different sacrifices. You can send, your first sacrifice, you can lock it up for, say, 2 months, and then sacrifice again and lock that one up for, say, 6 months, and just ladder it out. And so you'll have a little bit coming out, each month or each 2 months, each quarter, each, year. So it's a good idea, and it's some pretty awesome game theory that they've added on here. And, they really had the community in mind when they do this longer pays better bonus, because, not everybody is a whale. There is smaller people. And if the smaller guys, if we can just delay our gratification 24 months, then you will get the same bonus multiplier as somebody that's a whale, which is brilliant. And it's awesome that they, they're taking us in thought when they're doing this. So the duration, the sacrifice will last for a total of 30 days only. And during this time, you may sacrifice as many times as you choose. Any sacrifice sent past the 30th day mark will be forfeited and earn 0 sacrifice points. So when they announce that this sacrifice is over, this isn't going to be like the Pulse Chain where Richard Hart's giving us grace and trying to figure out if you keep sacrificing, he's going to try to count you. They're telling you right here, If you sacrifice past the 30-day mark, you will not earn any kind of sacrifice points. So just be aware. When you do see that notification, I'd put it on your calendar so you don't make the mistake of, sending something out and you lose your money. I don't want to see that. Don't nobody want to see that. So just be mindful of all the announcements, follow them close. If you do sacrifice money, at least be responsible enough to track it and, just be aware of what you're doing, because, crypto is an easy place to make mistakes, because we don't, we take on all the responsibility as the banks do and try to, be our own bank, which is a big responsibility, especially if you're new to crypto and, haven't had everything figured out. Okay, process. The sacrifice transaction from your wallet will contain all the information necessary to determine the total amount sacrificed, the points received for the sacrifice, and additional points you may receive by delaying the delaying the receipt of any points. The amount of stablecoins you send to the sacrifice wallet will also help to determine the delay in receiving points. You need to use these cents to nominate this delay. And this right here is just going over what I was just talking about. Say if you sacrifice $10,000 and you want to lock it up for the total 24 months, you're going to put 10,000.24. And so if you want to lock it up for 3 months, you put 10,000.03. And it's all for the smart contract to understand that and lock your coins up however long you want them locked up. And if you don't want to lock them up any months, you just want to get them on the first day of launch, you just send it just like this, 1,000.00. You don't do anything different. And this is just going over the multiple sacrifices like I was talking about. You can set up a ladder, which is a really good idea to have some constant loot rolling in. And then down here it's just going over all the legal stuff again, and this right here will be the sacrifice wallet address. Make sure you quadruple check that wallet address. You do not want to send coins to the wrong wallet address and then be screwed. That is not a good feeling. I've sent crypto to the wrong wallet address before and it sucks. There's no way to get it back. You can see it on chain, and that's the bad part. The blockchain is so transparent, you can see your fuck ups. So, just don't do it, guys. Don't do it, because I'd hate to see that happen to anybody. But guys, that's about it for the liquid loan sacrifice. This is a huge ecosystem that's going to be taking place here in the future. You got the Mintra, which is the NFT platform that's going to be on Pulse. Gerardo and his team, I think Staking Apes. I don't want to give it misinformation, but they're forking OpenSea and Looks Rare and making their own NFT platform. The sacrifice for that is open as well. You can go over there and just read over everything. I got a video, my last video, I went over the sacrifice for Mintra. And I'll tell you what, let's look at let's pull up PulseX real quick and see what it's doing. Because I think we only got 2 or 3 days left for this until the volume multiplier ends. Let's see. Yeah, one more day. February 21st, the volume multiplier will end and we will only get a 1.75x flat rate. And I have a big feeling that's when we're going to see the OA address come in here. So get ready for that and expect that when that happens. Because it kind of threw people for a loop last time when the Pulse Chain sacrifice. They seen this big sacrifice coming from the OA, and it caught people off guard. So just be aware of that when that sacrifice comes through. But you can see the current rate right now is for 10,000 points, you would have to sacrifice $7.39, which that thing has moved up really fast. It seems like just yesterday we were down here still. And you can see here, there's only a few days left, guys. And this is getting very exciting, because I think this sacrifice phase is what could, well, it's probably not the whole reason, um, the delay for Pulse Chain, but once this ends, it's out of the way. And once the totals get added up and everything, which they already are, it's all on chain. All they got to do is go in and total them all and get them to the correct places. But guys, it's getting close. It's getting real close. We're almost through February here, and things are looking good. In the last stream Richard Hart did, he was talking about everything's close and everything looks good. And when the testnet v3 goes live, he said it's just going to be a real quick one. He said everything's about ready. It's going to be quick. And it's just getting exciting, guys. And, I'm happy for all of us. If you have taken place in the RH ecosystems, whether it be Hex, Pulse Chain, PulseX, I think this is going to have a big opportunity to change a lot of people's lives. There's a lot of people that's going to run into some wealth with this, hopefully including myself. But, it's just getting exciting. This is going to be something, it's going to come in and just put a tornado in the whole crypto space, because people, and another thing, some people don't even know about it yet. Some people are still in the dark because they've been gatekept so long. Some people are still in the dark about Pulse Chain, PulseX, liquid loans, anything. That's all I got, guys. I will see y'all in the next one.